Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 4. The member is Winda Fitria, Intan Larasi Tifar, and Arsia Manita. We will discuss of recognizing cultural and develop respect for cultural diversity. Slide 1 by me. So let's break down this point. The first is definition of respect. Palmer, Jones, and Harder differ. 2008. Definition respect as both as feeling and a behavior. This implies that respect is not only about how one feels toward another person, but also about how one acts toward them influences both an internal attitude and external expression through action. 2. Chan, 2001. Describe respect as sentiment one individual holds towards another. This suggests that respect is subjective feeling or attitude that individual has towards someone else. Involves acknowledging the worthiness or right of another person. 2. Ancillary determinant and congruency. The first with the Legend 2000 and point out the will respect is when the acknowledge and use sociality is specific determine what factor influence and consequently what effect is has group related factor are not clearly understand. The incident that this spread is important and prevalence. There is still much to learn about net respect and how can bring about experiencing group. Quick and Robinson work from 2008 centers around the ACT framework which standard for attitude, skill, and technology. This framework serves as a lens to analyze diversity education. Attitude, reverence to the belief and perception individual hold towards diversity, including their openness and acceptance of difference. Skill present to practical ability individual process to effectively interact and work with diverse group, such as communication, conflict resolution, and cultural competency. Technology influences understanding of diverse cultural history and social dynamic, which enable individuals to negative and thrive in diverse environments. By focusing on these three dimensions, the ACT framework provides a comprehensive approach to assessing the enhancing diversity education effort. 2. Chavez and Wizard work from 2009, emphasizing the distinction between managing for diversity and managing diversity. Managing for diversity involves interesting diversity consideration into all aspects of organization practice and cultural. View diversity as strategy assets rather than just a complex issue. This approach for a longer-term, more inclusive organization, cultural, where diversity is not just technology but actively related to drive innovation, creative, and performance. In contrast, managing diversity often respect to reactive measure animate their successfully specific diversity-related challenge or meeting legal requirements. By advocating for managing diversity, CAF and wizarding format and proactive and holistic approach that can lead to sustainable organization success in navigating the complexity of diverse workfront and sociality. Thank you.
Okay, next material is the development in the diversity thinking. First, the word of Kulik and the Robertson 2008 with the focus on the as a framework that seeks to analyze diversity education in terms of attitude, skill, and knowledge. And point two, the work of Zever and Wessinger 2009 then emphasized that managing for diversity as the opposed to managing diversity can make for longer term strategies and more inclusive approach to the culture of diversity. Okay, next slide. Respect for cultural diversity. And point one is a cultural diversity refers to the presence of diverse cultures in a society where people from different community. And point two is a cultural is the lens with which we evaluate everything around us. And point three, respecting cultural diversity implies in use in us a feeling or mutual understanding and respect for someone for a different cultural background. Sure, like break down each point. And number one, cultural diversity refers to the presence of diverse cultural in a society where people from different communities coexist. Is a cultural diversity acknowledge that societies are made up of individuals with various background, belief, custom, and tradition. This diversity can encompass different in the ethnicity, regions, language, nationality, socio-economic status, and more. Embracing cultural diversity means recognizing and valuing this unique contribution and perspective that each cultural group bring to society. And point number two is a culture is the lens with which we evaluate everything around us. The statement highlights how culture shapes our perception, attitude, value, and behavior. Culture acts as a filter through which we interpret and understand the world, and it influence our preference, communication style, and decision-making process and interaction with others. Recognizing that individuals from different culture background why view the same situation differently help foster empathy, tolerance, effective cross-cultural communication. And the last point is respecting cultural diversity imbues in us a feeling of mutual understanding and respect for someone from a different cultural background. Respecting cultural diversity involves knowledge and appreciating the differences among individual and group, while as understanding the common humanity that connect us all. When we respect cultural diversity, we cultivate empathy, openness, and tolerance toward others who may have different belief, tradition, or lifestyle. This fosters a sense of the mutual understanding and respect, leading to stronger in personal relationships, social cohesion, and a more inclusive society. Okay, thank you.
Okay, we are going to discuss new part on this slide, but first let me introduce myself. My name is Intan Larasativa with register number is 21040003. Well, let me explain about this point on slide. First, open-mindedness. Open-mindedness refers to willingness to consider new ideas, perspective, or ways of doing things without immediately rejecting them. In the context of cultural diversity, being open-minded means approaching different cultures without preconceived notion or biases. It involves recognizing that there are multiple valid ways of seeing the world and being willing to learn from them. This mindset allows for more effective communication and collaboration across cultural boundaries. Second one, curiosity and learning. Cultivating curiosity about different cultures involves actively seeking to understand them. This can include learning about their history, tradition, values, language, and social norms. Curiosity drives individuals to ask questions, engage with people from diverse backgrounds, and explore new experiences. By continuously seeking opportunities to learn about different cultures, individuals can broaden their perspective and deepen their understanding of the world around them. Third, empathy and understanding. Empathy involves putting yourself in someone else's shoes and understanding their thoughts, feelings, and experience from their perspective. In the context of cultural diversity, empathy is essential for building meaningful connection and fostering mutual respect. It requires actively listening to others, acknowledging their unique experiences and challenges, and showing compassion and understanding. By practicing empathy, individuals can bridge cultural divides and cultivate inclusive environments where everyone feels valued and respected. Next, respectful engagement. This entails interacting with people from diverse cultures in a manner that acknowledges and respects their individual worth and humanity. It involves being mindful of cultural differences and being open to learning from others without imposing one's own beliefs or values. Second one, avoid stereotypes and prejudice. Stereotypes and prejudice are oversimplified generalization or prejudiced attitude toward particular groups of people based on their culture, ethnicity, or other characteristic. To foster cultural understanding and harmony, it's crucial to challenge and avoid these stereotypes and prejudice. Instead, strive to see individuals as unique beings beyond any preconceived notions. Third, embrace cultural relativism. Cultural relativism is the idea that a person believes, values, and practices should be understood based on that person's own culture rather than being judged against the standards of another culture. Embracing cultural relativism involves recognizing that different cultures have their own legitimate ways of viewing the world and that there is no universal right or wrong when it comes to cultural practices. Fourth, celebrate diversity. Diversity enriches our global community by bringing a variety of perspective, tradition, and innovation. Celebrating diversity involves acknowledging and appreciating the unique contribution that different cultures make to our collective human experience. It's about recognizing the beauty and strength that comes from embracing our differences rather than viewing them as barriers. Next, promote inclusivity. This involves actively working to create environments, whether they be in workplaces, schools, communities, or elsewhere, where people from all cultural backgrounds feel valued, respected, and included. It means recognizing and appreciating in the diversity of cultures and ensuring that everyone has equal opportunities to participate and contribute. Second one, speak up against discrimination. This is about taking a stand against any form of discrimination, prejudice, or bias directed at individuals or groups because of their cultural identity. It involves advocating for fairness, equality, and justice and challenging stereotypes or harmful attitudes that perpetuate discrimination. Third, build intercultural relationship. This refers to actively seeking to engage with and build relationships with people from diverse cultural backgrounds. It involves being open-minded, respectful, and curious about other cultures and actively seeking opportunities for a cross-cultural exchange and understanding. And the last one is lifelong learning. Recognizing that respect for cultural diversity is an ongoing process of learning and growth that continues throughout life. It involves being open to new perspectives, challenging one's own assumptions and biases, and continually seeking to expand one's understanding of different cultures and ways of life.